The denominator of the z-score test statistic measures which of the following? Is it A, the expected difference between the sample mean and the population mean, given that the null hypothesis were true? B, the actual difference between the sample mean and the population mean, given that the null hypothesis were true? C, the difference in position between the sample mean and the critical region? Or D, the significance of the difference between the sample mean and the population mean? All right, so just like in the last question, we'll have a look at how Z is set up. The numerator, the top of the fraction, measures the difference between two quantities. So that's what subtraction does. It measures the difference between two things. So we're looking at the difference between the sample mean and the population mean. On the bottom of the fraction, the denominator, which is what we're focused on in this question, we've got the standard error. Now you can think about a standard error. In fact, you can think about whenever you see the word standard show up in statistics, you can think about standard as being the average. It's just another word for average. And average actually is synonymous with expected in statistics. So average and expected, the standard, the average, the expected, error. What is the error? Well, the error focuses on the idea that your sample is not always going to represent your population properly. The whole idea there is that we're just taking a small random sample from a large population, so it may or may not have a proper representative mix of the entire population. For example, your class average might be 70. I could grab 3 people at random from the class, and there's no guarantee that they're going to have exactly an average of 70 in my small sample. That doesn't mean that this is wrong. It just means that there's a little bit of a difference between my randomly selected sample and the true population mean. So my sample mean may not perfectly represent the population mean. That is called an error when I see a difference between the two of these. What would the expected or the average or the standard error be? Well, that's taken care of in the denominator here. So the answer is A. The denominator measures the expected difference between the sample mean and the population mean, or the expected or the standard error.